Welcome to Lesson 1 of our course on Foreign Language 2 about Conversational Arabic for Hospitality Management. So, Lesson 1 is about the Arabic language or an introduction to the Arabic language. So, in these initial lessons, we will embark on a journey to explore the Arabic language and culture with a focus on how it relates to the world of hospitality. Key topics in this lesson: 1. The importance of Arabic in hotel management. Arabic is spoken by millions of people across the Middle East and North Africa, making it a valuable language in the global hospitality industry. Many guests and colleagues in the hotel industry may speak Arabic, so learning even basic Arabic phrases can greatly enhance your career prospects. Number 2, about the Arabic alphabet and pronunciation. The Arabic script consists of 28 letters written from right to left. We will learn the Arabic alphabet and practice pronunciation to ensure you can confidently speak Arabic. Number 3, common Arabic greetings and phrases. We will begin with the basics. I am referring to the greetings. For example, learn how to say marhaba or hello and goodbye, wadi'an or wada'an, wada'an. Practice polite phrases like please, min fadlik, and thank you, shukran. So let's have the first subtopic for this lesson. Welcome to lesson 1 of our Conversational Arabic for Hospitality Management course. Today, we embark on an exciting journey to explore the Arabic language and its significance in the hospitality management industry. The importance of Arabic in hotel management. Arabic is spoken by millions of people across the Middle East and North Africa. It's a valuable language in the global hospitality industry where communication is key. Many guests and colleagues in the hotel industry may speak Arabic, so learning even basic Arabic phrases can greatly enhance your career prospects. The Arabic alphabet and pronunciation. Arabic uses a unique script of 28 letters written from right to left. Arabic has both vowels, short and long, and consonants. Vowels are used to indicate pronunciation and are essential for understanding and speaking Arabic correctly. Learning the Arabic alphabet is essential for mastering the language. Pronunciation can be challenging, of course, that is understandable, but is crucial for effective communication. Here's the Arabic alphabet and the key pronunciation points. So we have here alif, alif, ba, ba, ta, ta, tha, tha, jim, jim, ha, ha, kha, kha, dal, dal, dhal, dhal, ra, ra, zay, zay, sin, sin, shin, shin, sad, sad, ضاد, ضاد, طاء, طاء, ظاء, ظاء, عين, عين, غين, غين, فاء، فاء، قف، قف، كف، كف، لم، لم، ميم، ميم، نون، نون، ها، ها، واو، واو، ya. So here we can observe certain similarities, but in reality they are distinct from one another. For example, this ta, ta is the usual ta that we have, and its counterpart is this one. This one is to, somewhat emphatic. To. Next to that, we have this one, ha. Ha, this one is somehow different from the way we utter it. This one is somehow the one nearer to what we know as the ha sound. Ha, and then this one is ha. Then we can also identify here, this one is sin, this is the common s, whereas this one is somehow emphatic. Sod, so, so. This one is s, sa, sa. This one is so. And there are so many which have no equivalent. For example, this one, dhad, as well as this one, za. This one is also a, but not the usual a that we know. This is a or ain. And then this one is glutal, ghain. Glutal in pronunciation, ghain. And then another similarity, but they are different. This one is kaf, ka, letter K, and then this one is more or less the letter Q that we have, qaf, ka. And the rest are just the same with how we pronounce them in a way. For example, ra, of course, there is still emphasis, a sort of emphasis in Arabic. And then after that is mim, ma, lam, la, and then nun, n, or na, as we pronounce them. So don't be intimidated by the Arabic alphabet. At least we will be familiar, and let us be familiar with them. Now let us see how they are written. So that is a or alif, ba. As you can see, it is written from right to left. Ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, dhal, ra, zay, sin, shin, sad, dad, ta, za, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, lam, mim, nun, ha, wa, ya. So those are the Arabic consonants constituting the Arabic alphabet. So that one is Hamza. So we have this alphabet. So as you observe, Arabic script is discursive, meaning letters are connected when written. Arabic uses diacritical marks such as dots and dashes to indicate vowels and pronunciation. These marks are important for proper pronunciation. Pay attention, for example, to sounds like ain and kha, which may not exist in English. Now the question is, are there any gender-specific language considerations in Arabic? The answer is yes. Arabic often has gender-specific forms of words and phrases. For instance, verbs and adjectives may change based on the gender of the subject. Next question. What are the differences between formal and informal Arabic? For our information, Arabic has both formal, what we call modern standard Arabic, and informal dialects. The choice depends on the situation. For example, modern standard Arabic is used in formal settings, while many dialects are used in daily conversations. How are Arabic words structured, by the way? What is the root system? To answer that, Arabic words are typically derived from root consonants, usually three. And prefixes, suffixes, and vowels are added to these roots to create words with different meanings. Next question. What are the most common Arabic numerals and how they are written? Actually, Arabic numerals are the same as Western numerals. They are written from left to right, unlike Arabic script, and are used for numbers. Then, how do I introduce myself in Arabic? It means to say, what's the typical format? Actually, you can introduce yourself by saying ana and then your name. For example, ana Muhammad, which means I am Muhammad. Or ana Sarah, which means I am Sarah. Now let us begin with the basics. Greetings. Hello in Arabic is marhaba, and goodbye wada'an. Marhaban or marhaba. Wada'an. Wada'an. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome. Ahlan wa sahlan. Politeness matters, so let us learn phrases like please or min fadlik, and thank you or shukran. Shukran. So let me repeat again. Marhaban. Marhaban. Wada'an. Wada'an. Ahlan wa sahlan. Min fadlik. Min fadlik. Shukran. Shukran. And then we have another. كيف حالك? If you are dealing with a male, and if it is with a female, كيف حالك? كيف حالك? Or كيف حالك? How are you? In addition to the language, it's crucial to understand Arab customs and etiquette. Hospitality is highly regarded, and guests are treated with great respect and generosity. So, learning cultural nuances can help you build better relationships with Arabic speaking guests and colleagues. Arabic culture places a strong emphasis on hospitality. Common customs like offering guests tea or coffee, and it's polite to accept. Respect for elders and authority figures is essential. How about Arab names and titles? Names carry significance naturally and obviously. They often have historical, familial, and religious meaning. Titles like Mr. or As-Sayyid and Mrs. or As-Sayyida are commonly used. Addressing people with respect is important. Now, let us see and look into the Arab world and its diversity. The Arab-speaking world is vast, spanning multiple countries and regions. Dialects and culture may vary across these regions. And we will explore some common phrases, but remember that Arabic can differ from one place to another. So you would start it from Morocco in North Africa up to the last country in the Persian Gulf. So we can identify, for example, Oman, Kuwait, Iraq, and of course, Saudi Arabia, among others. So in lesson 1, we have introduced the Arabic language and its importance in hospitality management. And we have covered the Arabic script and pronunciation as well as common greetings and cultural aspects. And as we progress in this course, you will develop practical Arabic language skills relevant to the hospitality industry. So with that, let us now open the floor to questions and discussions. Feel free to ask anything related to today's lesson or Arabic language and culture in general. So next meeting, we will explore some questions in lesson 1 which will serve as our review. And with that, thank you so much and see you next time.